Hello, today we're going to take a look at example assignment 5.4. And in this is an example, so it's not an assignment that's going to be due or uploaded or turned in. But what we're going to do today is go through these problems so that you understand where the math comes from to solve these problems. So, okay, we've been talking about hedging using futures from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So remember, what we're going to do in hedging is we're going to take an equal but opposite position on the mercantile exchange, or always known as on the board, an opposite position from what we're going to take in the cash market, or in other words, in the corn that we will be producing and selling, or corn that we will be purchasing. So let's go ahead and get started here. So on the board, the corn contract for December is selling for $5.45 a bushel. Farmer Bob sells the contract. In December, Farmer Bob buys back the contract for $3.95 and basis is 30 cents under. Farmer Bob sells cash corn in town for cash price. What price did Farmer Bob realize on his corn? Okay, always remember this. What we need to figure out is what we sell futures at, what we buy futures at, and from there we figure out a gain or loss. And from there we figure out from the futures price and the basis, we figure out what we realized, or what we received for a cash price. Futures minus basis is cash price. Remember, basis is the difference between futures price and cash price. It's the difference between futures price and cash price. That's how your local elevator computes cash price. Okay, so in this problem we sold futures for $5.45. We bought futures, so we did this ahead of time. We sold a futures contract ahead of harvest, or this might have been before we even planted the crop. We sell a futures contract for $5.45. Later, after we harvest the grain and we take it to town and deliver it, so we take that corn to town and we sell it for cash price. At the same time that we sell cash corn, we buy our futures contract back. So our initial move was we sold a futures contract, we held cash corn. Maybe we didn't even have cash corn yet. We later sell cash corn and buy back futures. We're always doing the opposite. If we're buying in the cash market, we're selling in the futures market. If we're selling in the futures market, we're buying in the cash market. So our initial move was to sell futures at $5.45. We later buy it back for $3.95. That's a gain. We bought low, we sold high. We gained $1.50. We gained $1.50 there. Futures price when we sold cash corn. Futures price $3.95. We bought it back at $3.95. So cash price was $3.65. We add the gain from our futures transaction, and that gain was $1.50. $1.50 plus 365 is $4.15. excuse me, 515. Another way to do this problem. We sold futures. We buy it back lower than what we sold it for. So that was a gain of a buck 50. Yes, cash price had gone down. It's down all the way down to 365. But since we had the futures position, we got to make money from corn going down in price. We end up with 515 for a realized price. Another way to do this is we look at our initial transaction. Our initial move was to sell at 545, and then we take the ending basis off of that, and that's 30 cents. So 545 minus 30 cents is also 515. I wanted to do it the long way so you see where that price comes from, but a way to double check yourself is always to take the initial move and then take away basis. Okay, let's do that problem again. Remember, all I need to know is what I sell futures at, what I bought futures at, and cash price. So on the board, corn contract for December is selling at 485, and Farmer Bob predicts a basis of 25 cents. Farmer Bob sells a contract. So we sell at 485. In December, Farmer Bob buys back the contract for 444. So let's stop right there. We bought back the contract for 444. Looks to me like a gain of $4, excuse me, of 41 cents. Gain of 41 cents. Farmer Bob sells cash corn in town for cash price. So again, how do we figure out cash price? Well, in December, Farmer Bob bought back the contract for 444 on the board. So that means futures price was 444. At the same time that he buys back the contract, basis is 25 cents, we say. So we subtract the 25 cents from futures price to get a cash price of $4.19. We gained from the futures market, so we're going to go ahead and add that gain to our cash price. 41 cents plus 419 is 460. That is our realized price. So if we look at our initial move, again, our initial move or transaction was we sold for 485. At that same time, basis was 25 cents under. So 485 minus 25 cents is 460. Let's take a look at problem 3. Problem 3, we are not a hedger. Now we're just a speculator. A speculator is trying to make money from changes in market price. They're trying to guess which way the market's changing. And if they think that corn price is going up, they're going to buy a contract now in hopes of selling it later when price goes up. If they think that price of corn is going down, they're going to sell contracts now in hopes of buying them back later at a lower price. Okay, so for in this example, number 3, speculator Sam thinks that July corn is going up and therefore buys 5 July corn contracts at 450. So let's write that down. We buy at 450. In July, Sam offsets his initial transaction for 530. How did speculator Sam fare on his futures trade? Okay, well, if his initial move was to buy contracts, to offset that, he must sell those contracts. And it looks like Sam did very well because he sold at 530, which he originally had bought at 450. That's a gain of 80 cents. We gained 80 cents on 5 contracts, which are 5,000 bushels each. So 80 cents times 5,000 bushels times 5 contracts, that's 25,000 bushels total times 80 cents. This was an overall profit of $20,000. So that's a speculator. Sam thought that corn was going up. So Sam bought 5 July contracts. He was right. The market did go up. He got to sell those contracts for a much higher price than what he bought them for. He made an 80-cent gain. The rest of the problems are very similar. Try to find one here where market comes up. Let's look at, let's see here, right here. Let's try problem 5 quick, and we'll see where market changes. On the board, contract for December is selling for $6.85, and Farmer Bob predicts a basis of 40 cents. Farmer Bob sells a contract. Okay, so we sell at 6.85. Sell futures at 6.85. Predicts a basis of 40 cents under. So remember, our initial move, our initial transaction minus ending basis tells us the price at which we're going to realize. 6.85 minus 40 cents means we're going to lock in a price of approximately 6.45. We don't know what basis is going to be for sure, but he thinks it's going to be around 40 cents, so we're looking at a lock-in price of about 6.45. Well, let's see what happens here. Farmer Bob does sell that contract at 6.85 and later buys back that futures contract at 8.35. Wow. Yes, when I wrote this worksheet, corn was $8, $7 and $8 a bushel. Anyway, not today. But did we buy low, sell high? We did not. We sold at 6.85 and now we had to buy it back at 8.35. So that's a futures loss of $1.50. Now, how do we do in the cash market? Well, yes, futures went up, which made our cash market go up. So futures is 8.35. Basis is a little bit wider than what we predicted. It's 42 cents, which means cash price is what, 7.93. So we take the 7.93 cash price and we subtract the $1.50 that we lost from our futures transaction. We end up with $6.43 realized price. 643 is a little bit off what we had predicted. 685 here minus the predicted basis of 40 cents is 645. We ended up with 643 because basis ended up at 42 cents, 2 cents wider than what we predicted. So hopefully this made sense to you. Go ahead and complete the rest of this worksheet. The key is posted in Brightspace. Please feel free to consult the key, test yourself on these problems, and look at the key. Make sure you're doing this correctly. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, or drop me an email, or stop by my office. Thanks and good luck.